What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you a new video that I have never done before, and this video just came up right in my head, and this is definitely going to be a series that I'm going to be doing for a long time. It's reasons to not go to an amusement park or reasons to go to an amusement park. And for bigger places like Cedar Point here, we'll do top 10s, but for smaller parks, we'll do top 5s. But this is the top 10 reasons to go to Cedar Point, and this is my favorite amusement park of all time, and it is very fitting to use this park first just to see how this video goes and all that. So let's get started with number 10, the views from the lift hills. Cedar Point, they're an amusement park, and their roller coasters have some phenomenal views, especially from the top of the lift hill. My two favorites personally are Millennium Force and Magnum XL 200. Millennium Force, you have a great view of the lake, and you can see Canada on a really shiny sunny day from the top of it. And Magnum XL 200, well, you can see the lake from the top of it as well as the whole entire water park, like throughout the lift hill, which is really cool, and I think that's a really interesting experience. Millennium Force, you get a great view of the lake and all the boats flying around, and it's actually quite nice. Number 9 is the speed of the lines, and we all hate waiting in line, but because of another reason that's higher up on the list, the speed of the lines is actually quite fast. These lines move very quickly, and these lines feel short. Like, even when it's an hour wait, these lines feel fast. And when you're in the station, the operations, well, that's the reason why the lines are so fast. Number 8 is the accessibility into the park. In Cedar Point, their variety of entrances is phenomenal. Like, none of these other amusement parks have this, but Cedar Point. They have an entrance by Valraven where you get to go under the coaster. You get to go under Gatekeeper at the main large front entrance. You have an entrance by Magnum XO 200, which also, there's an entrance right by there for the water park. And there's an entrance by Windseeker for those who are staying in the Hotel Breakers. And I know Magnum XL 200, you can also use that entrance if you're staying at Hotel Breakers as well. So, tons of accessibility, no matter if you're staying in the Hotel Breakers or if you're just going to the front entrance. Like, there's just so many different ways to get in if you want to get to a certain ride first. Like, ride Gatekeeper a bunch of times, get to Steel Vengeance. It's very nice. And there's definitely some good flexibility in trying to go to certain rides first. Number 7, they have resorts on site, and Hotel Breakers is the main hotel that they have, and I went to Hotel Breakers back in 2016 in the summer, and this was just such a phenomenal experience. The beach was very nice, and it was really fun to hang out there, and they had a variety of swimming pools and other stuff to do. It's not only the amusement park, guys. There's other stuff to do outside of this park in the resort area, so if you stay at one of these resorts, there's definitely some good things to do, like swimming. Like, there's just tons of stuff. It's amazing. Number 6 is the pathway width. And the width of the pathways at Cedar Point, they're just huge. They're just gargantuan. Even the side pathway that goes around and provides access to Blue Streak and Valraven, that's quite a big pathway considering it's kind of a side pathway, and their main pathways are huge, going to other rides like Millennium Force and Corkscrew, and the biggest pathway is from the front entrance to the center of the park, where there's a 3-way intersection that goes from, or basically like a 4-way intersection that goes from where you have access to Millennium Force, also access to Wicked Twister and Gatekeeper, access to the very front of the park, and so on and so on. And the pathways are just humongous because, well, they need to fit a ton of people here at Cedar Point. And the pathways do get crowded, but they seem to flow very nicely. Number 5, many ways to get around the park. And Cedar Point has a variety of different ways to get people around the park. You can either A, walk on the pathways, or run if it's like the very beginning of the day and you want to be the first one to ride Steel Vengeance or Millennium Force. 2, you can ride the train around, which is a very nice thing you can do in the back of the park if you're trying to go from the middle to the back. And there's also the Sky Ride, which runs at the front of the park to the center of the park. So there's definitely some good variety in ways to get around this place. Number 4, it's easy to navigate. Cedar Point, the first time I came here, the first day it was kind of hard to navigate, but once I got used to it, this place seems to get easier and easier to navigate. Like, this place is my house. Like, this place is so easy to find. The rides and the coasters, they're just so easy to find because, well, the logos they have in front of the coaster are huge, and the Gatekeeper logo, one I have to mention, can be seen from pretty far away. Like, I could be all the way by Wicked Twister and I can potentially see this logo all the way from the distance. Probably not that far, but pretty far away from the ride, which is very convenient. Like, these logos pop out, they're huge, and they definitely attract people in riding these things, which is very nice, and it's pretty easy to find these coasters. Like, there's some places like Six Flags Over Texas, for example, super hard to find the coasters because, well, the pathways are very, very small and the logos of the coasters aren't that big to see, and they're hard to find. And yeah, Cedar Point's really convenient with that. Number 3 is something I mentioned a little bit earlier, the operations. And the operations at Cedar Point are phenomenal. And they run up to 6 trains on Maverick and Top Thrill Dragster. They run tons of trains, like 3 trains on Magnum at most, 3 trains on Millennium Force, 3 on Gatekeeper. Like, all their B&Ms run 3 trains. And even when they only run 2 trains, they still managed to get these trains dispatched very quickly, and they definitely make the most out of what they have. Like Steel Vengeance, only 2 of the 3 trains were working when I was there, and the line moved very quickly as well, moved decently fast as well, and it was pretty convenient. And yeah, Cedar Point operations are awesome. The workers there, they definitely know what they're doing with the coasters and the operations. Number 2 is the roller coasters. In Cedar Point, this place is the roller coaster capital of the world. They have Millennium Force, Maverick, Top Thrill Dragster, and Steel Vengeance, which is their big 4. These are all elite coasters that are world-class, phenomenal, and just fantastic rides. And the coasters here is definitely worth a trip to Cedar Point alone. Like Steel Vengeance is my number 2 coaster. Millennium Force and Maverick are also really high on my list. So is Top Thrill Dragster. And this park just, those 4 coasters alone just make me want to come back to Cedar Point right now. But unfortunately, they're closed in the winter. But this place is just awesome for coasters. But number 1 is the variety of things to do. If the roller coasters were not enough for the visit to Cedar Point, they have even more stuff than just that. They have a variety of other rides, which include thrilling flat rides, family rides, and some kids areas as well for the younger riders. And there's tons of stuff to do. And Cedar Point, they have a water park as well. There's tons of stuff to do in the Hotel Breakers Resort area. And it's not only the roller coasters, guys. Cedar Point is an awesome, well-rounded, all-around amusement park. And it's just amazing how much variety of stuff they do. Like, there's some flat rides there that I try to get on every time I go to Cedar Point, which there's 2 of them, Skyhawk and Power Tower. I always try to get on those because I really enjoy them. And this place is just amazing. Cedar Point, awesome amusement park. And do you guys want me to do a top 10 reasons not to go to Cedar Point? Do you guys want me to do top 10 reasons or top 5 reasons to go to other amusement parks that I've been to? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.